Hello everyone, my name is Alex. I'm Risa. I'm Ani. Today we're presenting about absolutism in various countries in Europe.
Charles V ruled Spanish. He was also the Holy Roman Emperor. He ruled Habsburg. After a while, he became tired of working so hard, so he gave Habsburg in the Central Europe to his brother Ferdinand. Then the throne came down to his son Philip II. Philip II wanted the Muslims gone, and he wanted Europe to follow the Roman Catholic religion. He married many times to get countries such as Portugal. Spain became Europe's most powerful country. The Siglo de Oro is the century from 1550 to 1650. It is also known as the Golden Century for Spain.
In 1682, Peter the Great came to rule Russia at just 10 years of age. Initially, Peter didn't really rule Russia, but instead he traveled Western Europe, learning their secrets of how their technologies helped improve their power. Later on, Peter built the Russian army, which was the largest in the world when it was built, and the Russian Navy. Peter then decided to invade the Ottoman Empire because he wanted a warm water port. A warm water port Peter wanted because Peter promoted trading in Russia so that the economy could be better and he could gain more money. But Russia was in a cold area, so the ports froze at winter. Peter was a tyrant. Once, when the peasants rebelled, he tortured and killed 1,000 of them and left them to rot in front of his palace as a show of power. Peter gave his nobles jobs in civilian and military jobs. He promoted serfdom, which was basically slavery, to make them happy. Later on, when Peter died, Catherine, who was a German princess, came to rule, and then she succeeded in Peter's goal of gaining a warm water port.
Shine bright like a diamond.
The Edict of Nantes, which were ordered to protect Protestants, allowed the Huguenots religious toleration and other freedoms. Louis XIV chose the sun as his symbol because the sun stands in the middle of the universe, and as a king, he stands in the center of his nation. The king performed ceremonies each day, which showed his own importance. He would have a major rite where high-ranking nobles would try to compete to hold the king's wash basin or giving him his diamond buckle too. When Louis XIV first got the throne, there was an uprising called Fronde where the nobles, merchants, peasants, and the urban poor rebelled against the royal power or protested to keep their own power. Louis had a chief master named Mazarin, and after Mazarin died, Louis decided to take all of the government into his own hands. The Peace of Westphalia was a series of treaties to prevent war from breaking out. The treaty helped both to bring in general European peace and to resolve other international problems. Shortly after Charles' death in 1740, Frederick II of Prussia seized the rich Habsburg province of Silesia. What he did set off the 8-year War of the Austrian Succession. Frederick lowered the nobles' independence and increased his own control. He also got the loyalty of the nobles and the government along with the military. He used harsh military training to train his son and made him powerful and not afraid of using violence. Prussia battled against Austria in order to seize control over the German states. Britain and France competed with one another to create their overseas empire. These rivalries caused a war which is called the 7 Years' War, including Prussia, Austria, Russia, France, and Britain that battled in Europe.
In England, absolutism took a different path than that in other European countries. Instead of absolutism remaining for quite a while, like in Spain, in England, the Parliament instead took control, with the Prime Minister soon having more power than the monarchs. Early on, when the Tudors ruled England, they cooperated well with the Parliament and knew its powers. The Tudors used the Parliament to make their actions legal, but when Queen Elizabeth died without a child, the Stuarts were brought in from Scotland to rule over England. Charles I, Stuart monarch, disagreed with the Parliament. He believed that the monarchs should have all the power. Once the Parliament made him sign the Petition of Rights,
which stopped him from raising taxes without them agreeing and jailing people without a reason, Charles dissolved the parliament, which began the English Civil War. Oliver Cromwell, the leader of the rebels, defeated Charles I and had him executed. Oliver Cromwell, however, was no better than him as he was a dictator. Soon, Oliver Cromwell was overthrown and the exiled House of Stuart was brought back in, with Charles II ruling over England.